Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. I'm just gonna move on to the next story. This was sent to me by Progress Only.
Okay, so
If
let's
you'd
see
like
here.
to be me avoiding making it weird, you can send us stories.
Massachusetts immigration lawyer, a U.S. citizen, ordered by DHS to leave the country and go
Yeah.
fucking where?
Italy, apparently. That's where her grandparents are from.
Uh,
So, fun fact about this is I've been kind of following this from the posts on Blue Sky, because I follow Matt Cameron, who is her partner at the law firm, and he's one of the co-hosts of Opening Arguments, which I haven't listened to it in a while, but it's generally been a very good law show. I have used it as a source on this show before. Yeah, we interviewed Thomas Smith. Were you with me for that, or was that?
yes, I was here.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So Thomas and Lydia were on. Thomas Smith is the other co-host, the non-lawyer co-host. So the person who got this letter was Matt Cameron's partner in this law firm. She's an immigration lawyer, and the letter was like, you can actually read it. She posted it. It is extremely rude and insulting and threatening, and just basically says, "Get the fuck out before we make you get the fuck out."
Do we want to read the letter?
No, I don't have that pulled up immediately.
Well, let's see here.
Did you find it?
I can find it while you talk.
Okay, sure. So she was born in Massachusetts. She's a U.S. citizen. Her grandparents were from Italy. So that means, like, her parents are U.S. citizens as well. And she got this email telling her to get the fuck out. Oh no, here we go. There's a link to it in the article.
Yay! Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Oh, it just linked to her. It just linked to her fucking account. Here we go. That's not the whole thing. Sorry, there's been a lot going on with this, but so it opens is notice of termination of parole. It is time for you to leave the United States. You are currently here because the Department of Homeland Security paroled you into the United States for a limited period. Pursuant to 8 USC blah 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 blah, DHS is now exercising its discretion to terminate your parole. Unless it expires sooner, your parole will terminate 7 days from the date of this notice. If you do not depart the United States immediately, you will be subject to potential law enforcement actions that will, and so on and so forth. So, like, that's the tone of the letter. And
So
notably, she is an immigration lawyer. I don't know if
so she gets to just fight this she gets to fight what could be one of the biggest, most prolific legal battles of our time, because this is the type of legal battle that gets to be a bulwark.
So what likely happened, now they only named her, they didn't name anyone else, but what likely happened is, like, what DHS is claiming is that sometimes people will put down non-personal email addresses as their contact information. And so this is probably a letter that was supposed to go to one of her clients, but somehow her name got filled in instead of her client's name, so she has no idea which one it's supposed to be, because, you know, the government is so efficient nowadays, thanks to the Department of Government Efficiency. So yeah, she says it was probably sent to her in error. Then says it's a little concerning. These things are going out to U.S. citizens. Yeah, you think? Yeah, she says the language is very threatening, and it looks kind of like a sketchy spam email. It doesn't look like an official government notice, but it is. So, like, that's another issue, because, like, if I get something like that in my email, I just delete it, because what the fuck even is this?
If I got something like that in my email, I would just make a video about it.
Yeah, but, like, so what about the people that are supposed to be getting these notices, that they see how it's written and are like, oh, this is, like, clear scam artistry stuff, so I'm just going to ignore it.
Yeah,
Like, if you word your stuff like scam emails, there are going to be some people who do not take it seriously because it doesn't look like it should be.
Also, if you get deported via email, that's really fucking stupid.
So that's the thing.
And...
it's not being deported via email. It's being asked to self-deport before we have to make you. This is them trying to save money by not having to pay ICE officers to go arrest you. They're just hoping to scare people out of the country without having to actually, force them out.
Man, I love our country. I love it so much. I love America. I'm so glad America's great again.
Yeah, so she told Wired that she did not believe she would be deported in 7 days, but found it concerning the level of care they're using to send these out, or the level of lack of care.
Lack of care.
And the senior DHS official gave a statement saying that they use the known email addresses of the alien to send notifications if a non-personal email, such as an American citizen contact, was provided by the alien. I hate that we're calling them aliens. They're human beings. Notices may have been sent to unintended recipients. CBP is monitoring communications and will address issues on a case-by-case basis. To be clear, if you are an alien, being in the United States is a privilege, not a right. We are acting in the best interest of the country and enforcing the law accordingly. Okay, but do you know what is a right and not a privilege?
Due process.
Due process.
Yeah, that thing that we just started ignoring a long time ago.
Yeah, and the thing about the due process clause of the Constitution, if you read that shit, it doesn't say only citizens get due process. That one's in the Fifth Amendment,
people.
Right? It says all people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this kind of ties into the whole, like, all the people that are being flown to El Salvador, with them saying, like, oh, they're terrorists and criminals and murderers and rapists and all the buzzwords that they're using for it. It's like, okay, even if they actually are, you need to demonstrate so in a court of law before you are allowed to deprive them of life or limb or whatever language the Constitution uses. Because the Constitution guarantees that you get due process before you, like, innocent until proven guilty. That is the whole thing. Even if, like, you file charges against me, great. I'm still innocent until you prove your case in a court of law. And you don't get to do that if you're locked up in El Salvador somewhere.
You're not given your day in court.
Yeah.
And when you're not only not given your day in court, you're sent off, and then the Supreme Court says that you should be brought back, has a 9-0 fucking decision saying you need to be brought back, and then the administration...
No, it just says that we need to facilitate it. So if Bukele lets him out, then we'll send a plane for him. And then Bukele comes on and says, oh, I don't have the power to do that.
Yeah, I feel like the Supreme Court should revisit that and just go, we should bring them back. Like, that should be the actual ruling. Yes. And if somebody reads that as we have to send troops to get them out or something, then guess what? We already did that fucking everywhere else. Yeah. I don't see the fucking problem. If American imperialism can't be used as a way to get our own citizens or to get people who've legally been here for years out of a inhumane situation, then what's the fucking point of it in the first place? If we're gonna have it and we can't avoid having it, then we may as well do at least something good with it.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so in her social media, she tried to make light of the letter and wrote, does anyone know if you can get Italian citizenship through great-grandparents? I guess it wasn't her grandparents. It was her great-grandparents that were Italian. Also, Matt was trying to find her a husband on Blue Sky. It was kind of funny. Lubelar says, I propose we call him Bukkake. Sure. Why the fuck not? He's got a nice cum-catching beard.
There was someone in some level of office that matters, because the one of the guys running against Marjorie Taylor Greene showed it to me while I was at the protest, that somebody actually did make the mistake of naming him Bukkake on something that mattered. And that's
That's delightful. That suggests that it was an autocorrect mistake and it was something that they searched for regularly.
Yeah.
So their phone knew that it was a word.